Welcome back to the community table. My name is Kayla Guillory. I'm a dietitian.
Hi everybody, I'm Chef Tim.
And today we have a very special recipe for you guys from the Native Alaskan Indigenous community.
Yeah, so we're using Alaskan salmon. We've got some green beans, steamed rice, and really this recipe was born from this community member's pantry. So kind of what they had available, and what they kind of had available was all the makings of a curry spice.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be tasty.
So we've kind of recreated those spices, put it in a nice spice packet, and that's what we're going to use.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started.
Hey, my name's Trina. I'm from Noorvik, Alaska. It's along the cookbook River. I was raised by my mother and my grandma. All we mostly had was caribou and salmon. That's why my grandma always ran to salmon. She fried it up with her onions and garlic and made her curry rice. The reason why curry rice was fitting all the time because we lived in a remote place where our products were shipped in or flew in, and it wasn't very much because of the extreme weathers. So curry was available all the time.
We're gonna make some rice. This really is a good cooking method for any whole grain that you're cooking. Just a 2-to-1 method. So you've got 2 cups of liquid and 1 cup of rice. And then I'm just gonna give this a quick rinse just under some cold water. So we've got 2 cups of rice that we've rinsed off. We're gonna add 4 cups of water next. And then to that, we're gonna add in our curry spice mix. And the curry spice mix is gonna have all of the things in there: onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of cayenne, some salt. Stir the spices to incorporate. And then we'll bring to a boil and then reduce to a simmer. It's gonna take somewhere around 25 to 30 minutes to cook. So Kayla, what I love about this recipe is all the spices.
Me too. And these are spices that we might already have in our spice cabinet, which is great because we can make our very own spice mixes without having to spend too much money, and we can control the amount of salt and sugar that we're adding to the spice mix.
Yeah, and there's some pretty common ones in here too, like garlic powder, onion powder.
Curry powder.
Yeah, so these might be spices that we already have available in our pantry.
Sure. All right, well, since we just talked about spices, let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, let's go ahead and check in with class. Okay, Chef, so what is the first step to this recipe?
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and take our onion, we're gonna dice it up, we're gonna use half for the green beans and then half for the salmon.
Okay, perfect. So I'll cut this because I know that you need to get a start on all the other things, and this is gonna take me forever.
Okay, great, let's do it. Next, we're gonna go ahead and chop up our garlic. So we'll just give this a little smash, kind of break up that garlic skin a little bit, make it easier to peel. So after we get that garlic peeled, then we can just go ahead and run our knife through it a couple times, chop it up a little bit more. So before we start cooking the green beans, we just want to trim off the stem on the end. Also, I think it might be easier too, some of these longer green beans, maybe you want to cut them in half, just so they're a little bit easier to eat. If you kind of cut them, kind of sideways too, they look kind of nice. Next, we're going to take some butter, probably about a teaspoon or 2, and then we're going to go ahead and add that to our saute pan. And then we'll go ahead and add in our onions, garlic, and green beans and saute those until they're done. Now, some people like them a little bit crispier, a little bit more with a snap. Some people like them very soft. So it just depends how long you like them or how you prefer them cooked is how long they take.
So I think there's a big misconception when cooking with butter. Keep in mind we are using a very small amount today, and this is going to be dispersed over multiple servings. You can also opt for using a heart-healthy oil like olive oil or avocado oil. So it's really up to you and your choice.
As we're sauteing, just give the green beans a little bit of a flip every once in a while. And in order to do that, I like to get whatever food I'm cooking kind of in the back of the pan and then just give it kind of a nice gentle toss. So kind of down and up. And if you're still practicing that or still working on that, you can always use a pair of tongs, a spoon to move it around. But we're sauteing, which actually translates to jump in the pan. So it just means that you're constantly moving the food around. And if you wanted to add a little bit of water to this also just to help it steam, that would be fine too.
All right. So the next step is we're going to go ahead and use the rest of the onion and the garlic, add that to the pan with the salmon. However, let's go ahead and check in with class first.
All right, so again, we're just gonna go ahead and add in about a teaspoon or two of butter to our pan. Just have that preheated. And then to that, we're gonna add in the remaining onions and garlic. All right, so same thing. We're just gonna toss to incorporate these. All right, then with our salmon, we can just go ahead and season with the remaining curry spice. I'm gonna get this all over. We'll do it on both sides.
Ooh, you're gonna put it on the skin,
Yeah, we'll do it on the skin too. Lots of great flavor. Look at this beautiful salmon. Shiny skin. That's really what you want to look for in fish, is having that nice, beautiful colors. There's no fishy smell to this. They're not slimy. And then we can just take the salmon and we're just going to add it right in with our onions. Don't want to overcrowd the pan. Do want to give a little bit of room for them to cook. So USDA guidelines for fish cooking is 145 degrees internal temperature. So we just want to take the temperature from the thickest part of the fish. And then we also want to get the thermometer right in the middle. You can also, if you don't have a thermometer, once the fish starts to flake a little bit, that's a pretty good indication that it's fully cooked.
So not only is salmon super flavorful, it's also a great source of omega-3s. They're important for our cells and heart health, and they're considered an essential fat, which means we must get them from our diet. You can also find plant-based sources in your chia seeds, walnuts, and flaxseed. I'm so excited.
Yeah, this looks delicious. The smell from that curry powder smells so good.
I know, very fragrant, and everything just looks so beautiful. Like these colors are just talking to me. They are popping. Like, look at this salmon.
I know. All right, let's have a bite. I'm gonna dig in.
Okay, I'm taking that salmon too. All right. So good. The texture is on point. It's perfect.
Yeah, very soft, not dry at all. The fish is still very moist. It's delicious. That curry powder, it just really comes through.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna
that.
go in for these green beans because I have been crunching on these this entire cooking process, so I want a little bit more. I can hear the crunch.
Yeah, it's got some good snap to it, some good texture. I love that. So good.
And like you mentioned, you can really do this, cook them however you would like. If you like them a little bit less dense, great. Or a bit softer, you can do that as well.
Absolutely. Same with the salmon. If you'd like it cooked a little bit longer, go ahead. If you'd like it cooked a little bit less, you kind of make those choices as you're, creating this dish.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I'm going in for the rice. Oh, good. The flavor is again on point.
Nice and soft. The texture's great. I love it. Delicious.
Me too. Such a delicious recipe. Okay, so let's go ahead and check in with class and see how everyone's doing over there. Oh my God, those dishes look amazing.
Oh, those look so good.
So good. Well, thanks again, everyone, for joining us for another amazing recipe at the community table. We look forward to seeing you guys again.
All right, until next time.
Bye.